to the channel. Or if you're new here, I'm Jordan, the founder of Project Lifestyle Coaching. We specialize in helping men who are stuck get in shape and stay there through building a system that works with their life, not against it. In this video, what I'm going to be doing is picking apart the gym mistakes which you might be making right now, which are keeping you stuck looking the same year on year. After this video, you're going to be able to do three things. Number one, how to build muscle the right way. Number two, how to get stronger than ever before. And three, how to finally see the physique changes you've been chasing for ages. Let's get stuck in. Why would you listen to me? Because I've helped hundreds of men who are stuck just like you build muscle, get leaner, and get in their best shape of their life and achieve a physique they could never on their own after trying for years. The biggest reason why they've struggled is because they're just going to the gym. And I know you're thinking, Jordan, obviously I need to go to the gym to build muscle. Of course you do. But there's a big difference between going to the gym and actually training for results. Now you're probably the same, just going through the motions, no real training structure, doing whatever you feel like on that day, spending half your time in the gym on social media, and when it comes to leaving the gym, you're left feeling like you've not really done much. The next day you wake up sore, and that tells you, oh yeah, you know what, I've done something good there, let's go repeat that again. But why aren't you looking any different? So let's dive into the three main reasons as to why you're struggling to build muscle and how to fix them. Reason number one, muscle is built through mechanical tension. In short and simple terms, that pretty much just means the force your muscle produces when weight is applied to it. When you lift a weight, tension is applied, but only if the muscle is doing the work itself. So the easiest way to actually increase the tension you place on your muscle is fix your form. I cannot stress enough that this is the absolute foundation to everything when it comes to training and building muscle. By not doing that, is your muscles you're trying to target actually lifting that weight? Can you feel it? Is it getting pumped up? Are your joints hurting? Are you feeling muscles that actually aren't even working when you're performing that certain exercise? This is one of the first things we look at and analyze with a client because their movement quality is everything when it comes to training for results. Once they receive their training program, which is built specifically for them based around their life, they will get access to our extensive video library. And this is going to teach them and show them how to set up every single exercise in their program correctly and safely to maximize muscle growth. From there, we'll analyze the setup in terms of how their form is actually set up based on their structure in the exercise we prescribe them. We'll also look at the tempo in terms of the speed of the rep. If we can actually increase the tempo and actually slow down the reps, we will naturally just increase the tension placed upon that muscle rather than just shifting load from A to B. The form is the foundation for everything. Now, if you've not had someone analyze your training, that would be the first place I would start. Rather than get a coach or anything like that, simply look at your training program. Look at the exercises you set for yourself. Go onto Google, go onto YouTube and look at how someone is performing that exercise and replicate that. And that's going to be a great place to start towards fixing your form. Don't just do the same thing you've always done, because after working with hundreds of men, the number one reason why they are struggling in the gym to build muscle is their form. So if they need to fix it, then you probably do too. And that leads us on to number two. You're lifting the same weights every single week without you realizing. In order for muscle to grow, we must continuously apply stress to it in order for it to break down, adapt, and grow back bigger and stronger to handle bigger loads in the future. To do that, you have to know your numbers, the amount of reps and the amount of weight lifted. So then you can accurately make decisions based upon that. If you're not tracking your lifts, which 99% of people who come to me have never tracked their lifts in their entire life, you're leaving a massive amount of progress on the table. It's no surprise that when clients start doing this with us at the start of their journey, 50 to 60, 70% increases in strength in a matter of weeks by just teaching them the simple trick to continuously progress their strength, coming from actually tracking and logging their reps and their weights that they've done in every single session for every single exercise. So every week going forward, what I want you to do is write out your exercises. If it's a push day, write out all your exercises, for example. What I want you to do is then, based on the number of sets you've got, after every single set, I want you to write down the weight you lifted and the number of reps you completed. And just note that down in a pen and pad or your notes page on your phone. Then the following week, what I want you to do is make a decision around last week's data. So if your reps are on the lower end, let's say between 6 and 8, stay on that same weight and try to beat the reps from the previous week. If your reps were on the higher end, talking 11, 12, 13, then increase the weight up and aim back down for that lower rep range. There's no reason why you cannot continuously do that week after week, month after month for a very long time. Only when clients have stalled on an exercise and say, you know what, I can't progress my strength, is when they physically stalled and we've gone through their form, we've gone through everything when it comes to their training, and they physically cannot progress at all for 3 weeks. We will look to change the program and swap exercises out, open up a new pathway for progression. Now, when chasing progressions, it's very, very important you do not forget about reason number one. We don't just want to be chasing more weight and form then breaks down, because that is not a true progression. Because as we said in reason number one, mechanical tension is the driver for muscle growth. So if you start adding on the weight and the exercise gets sloppy, the muscle is then not going to be maximizing tension on that exercise. So then you're leaving growth on the table. Key trick is micro progressions. At the start of your journey, you might be able to add 5, 10 kilos on every single week, and that's great. But eventually there'll become a point whereby your body will just start to catch up on you and you can't sustain that same level of progression. So what we have to do at that point in time, and I'd recommend from the start anyway, is micro progressions. Utilize 1.25 kilo plates, utilize 2.5 kilo plates. They're gonna be your best friend for slowly but surely incrementing that weight up, constantly applying that stress to the muscle without your body being like, I can't actually do this, and you just hit a brick wall. Because what happens is people will increase the weight and they will just say they're stuck. Whereas if you could just micro progress week on week on week, we would never hit that plateau. So think about utilizing those 1.25 kilo plates and those 2.5 kilo plates. It is a progression. So utilize them. And that puts us on to reason number 3. So reason number 1, mechanical tension. Reason number 2 is tracking your lifts. They all correlate with each other. And reason number 3 is intensity. Research suggests that stopping between 1 and 3 reps away from true failure is optimal for muscle growth. At that point, your reps will naturally start to slow without you actively trying to slow them down. And this is simply just a buildup of metabolites stimulating your muscle to grow. But we have to get to that stage in order for them to grow. So if you're training with a half-assed effort, if you're leaving reps on the table, if you're stopping when you feel a little bit sore, you're leaving so much progress on the table. You're not giving your muscles a reason to grow. So a simple trick I like to use with all our clients is push until you physically cannot push anymore. Because even then, when you're new to the gym or you're just getting started on a new training program or a coaching journey, it still will not be true failure, but it will be more than what you've done in the past, which has been keeping you stuck. So a key tip, train and push until you cannot anymore, and you will naturally start to see those reps slow down. At that point in time, you're stimulating muscle growth. So, to round up, you don't need 1, you don't need 2, you need all 3 in order to maximize the muscle growth in your training. The 2, progressions, making sure you're constantly applying stress on that muscle so it can adapt and grow back bigger and stronger. 3, intensity, pushing until your muscles cannot produce that same force, forcing them to grow. And as I said, all at the same time. It isn't one or the other. Everything at once will put you in the best position to maximize muscle growth. And it goes without saying, aside from these reasons, you need to follow the same training program every single week. The training program is not the problem. The application of the training program is. And most of the guys' training programs are similar in a certain way. No one can reinvent the wheel. No one can change an incline press for something fancier. It's literally just the science behind muscle growth which will cause muscle growth. And that's the missing thing which we're not taught, which you can't really find in the internet, which you're not gonna go away and research. You just think by going to the gym and lifting weights that you should automatically be building muscle, but that isn't the case. These mistakes which you don't know about are the reasons why we're not changing year on year. When it comes to building a training program, it's really important that you build a training program that suits your life. No one else's. Don't try and overreach and say, I'm gonna go to the gym 6 days a week, but then every single week we're falling short because of work, because of life commitments. Some weeks it's 1, some weeks it's 3, some weeks it's 5, some weeks it is 6. But instead of doing that, understand how busy your life is and actually build it around the minimum. If you can commit 100% to 3 sessions per week, great. Build your training program about that, because that way the training is gonna be consistent every single week rather than inconsistent. Because that is not going to build muscle. We want the same consistent environment week after week, the same training program, so you can get really good and really skilled at those movements in that program and continuously progress them over time. And these are just some of the examples of our clients who have came in. Before they started, they were in the exact same position as you. And they knew what to do when it comes to training in the gym, but not looking any different. And that's why they asked for help, because they wanted to build muscle. They were doing everything right when it came to building muscle. They were eating the food, they were going to the gym, they were sleeping, doing everything right. But yet for the life of them, they could not see any changes to their physique. And once we came in and we made these fine-tuning tweaks and we worked through their form continuously and ripped apart every single exercise, follow those 3 steps over the next 12 weeks whilst eating in a calorie surplus to actually put yourself in an environment to build muscle and making sure you're prioritizing your sleep so your body can actually recover and then grow. You'll see dramatic changes in both your physique and strength more than you've ever done before. Go into the gym anyway. So you may as well start thinking about these things which are actually going to get you the most bang for your buck with the time you're spending in there. As a roundup, most people are going to the gym and that's the problem. Just because you have a gym membership doesn't automatically mean that you're going to be building muscle whilst just lifting some weights. The key thing is quality over quantity. The application of the training program matters more than the program itself. So don't chase fancy new quick fixes. Don't chase that motivation spike of getting and building a new plan. It's the application of the program itself, because science is science and that cannot be changed. So if you have any questions on any of these topics, then please leave a question below and I'll get back to you. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.